Well, the 2024 NFL Draft is just a few hours away. Local 12 digital sports editor Richard Skinner is joining us at this time all week long. Today we're talking mock draft, but also some other developments.
Very big news, as you know, Skinny. Just before tonight, yesterday, the Bengals defensive end and three-time Pro Bowler Trey Hendrickson asking for a trade. Does this impact what the team does tonight?
I wouldn't suspect so, because he has no leverage other than the concept of possibly retiring, and I don't see that. He's got 30 million reasons not to retire. That's the base salary he's going to make over the next 2 seasons. I mean, even if he's frugal, he's not going to retire. And so, this is where he got the bird in the hand last year, where they gave him a salary increase, extended him for a year, and now he wants the bird in the bush. I mean, you can't have both. And simply they're just going to say no. They've already told him no. And so now the ball's back in his court. I suspect he'll stay out of all the voluntary stuff. He'll stay out of maybe even a little bit of training camp, but you'll see him. He'll play well, and all will be right with the world.
Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that they'll avoid going with a defensive focus, especially in round 1. With pick number 18, Richard Skinner, the Cincinnati Bengals select
Byron Murphy, defensive tackle from Texas, and there were 2 offensive tackles on the board when I made this in a mock draft simulator. Amarius Mims from Georgia, J.C. Latham, and I gave him strong consideration because I like both of them. But you have a definitive need at tackle. He checks every box. He's the highest rated tackle on the board. He can start from day one. He's got the upside of a Geno Atkins. I know that's putting the cart way before the horse, mind you, but he does have that kind of upside, and so that checks a lot of boxes to me. And we talked about this a couple days. There are a lot of offensive tackles in that 2nd to 3rd round area, and that guy's probably going to be a developmental guy for a year anyway because you signed Trent Brown.
And that's where you have the Bengals going with the 2nd round pick.
Correct. Kingsley, I'm going to mess up the pronunciation, Summa TAA from BYU. He's 6'5", 326. He played right tackle in 2022, left tackle this past season. Gives you versatility there. And it talked about the analysis of him is he probably needs a year to come along. You got that year. You hope you don't have to throw him in week 5 due to an injury, but you've got a little bit of time to kind of coax him along and then let him move into the starting lineup next year.
Let's go with that 3rd pick in the 3rd round.
Are we going to even see the 3rd round happen tonight?
No, 3rd round will happen on Friday. And this is where it's going to get interesting because the Bengals have historically, the last few years, traded back in round 2 and picked up an extra pick. I think they'd like to pick up an extra 3rd round pick to give them 3. That would give them 5 picks in the top 100. But I'll give you the top guy I took in the 3rd round. It's a wide receiver from Western Kentucky named Malachi Corley. He's not overly fast, but he's dynamic with the ball. When you hear comparisons to Deebo Samuel, that's all I need to hear right there. You get me a Deebo Samuel in this offense, I think you've done quite well for yourself. And so, again, he can fit that number 3 wide receiver role. He's probably more of a slot guy, but you can hand it to him on sweeps. You can do all kinds of different things. Get the ball in his hands on quick screens. He's got a chance to be a playmaker for this team.
Versatility means value. All right, we're going to get to the rest of your picks. You can get to the rest of Skinny's picks online at local12.com. Skinny's going to be back tomorrow to recap the 1st round of the draft and take a look ahead. Again, you can read Skinny's extensive coverage and the Bengals' needs at every position on our website, local12.com, and our Local 12 app. Skinny, thanks for coming in.
Yep.